Alright, now that we've set up our configuration, there's another key step that has to be followed. Now, this may not be necessary for everyone, but for most, when you start up your configuration and you... why is this not working? Okay, whatever. Well, what happens is that when you use Starcluster, you have to have a key from a specific station or a specific region. And if you just create a key willy-nilly like I did, most likely it's not going to be in that region. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this command. I'm going to create a key and I'm going to place it in this path. So let's Starcluster, create key, and then let's call this key my key X. My key X O, and then the path in which this key will be made. So again, SSH is important. Part of the reason why I made it. Okay, now the key's been written. So the next step is that I have to put this key that I just made, and since I have the key path right there, let's open up the Vim file out here. Let's move back. And then Vim. Okay, so let's put our new key in. That's going to be in the right region. So key, remember the key is my key X. Whoa, didn't insert. Okay, I. Let's insert. Okay. Let's replace this with my key X. And then let's go down here and replace it one more time. Okay. Now let's get out of the configuration. So the next step that we have to do, now that we've finished this entire guide, we've ran Starcluster, we've done everything we can do. What we have to do now is we will start an actual cluster. Now, the thing about starting a cluster is that we want to run jobs in parallel, but we're not going to have IPython set up on Starcluster initially. We have to install it, although it does work with IPython. The machines do. So let's install using sudo easy install IPython. Let's give it a second to load. I'll skip past this until it's done loading. Okay, it's done loading now. So what we're going to do is you can run the command to have the IPython plugin, which is a part of the template. If you look at it, it'll be in the plugins down near the bottom half of the template. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call the IPython plugin straight from the beginning. And the way you do that is you call Starcluster and then start to Starcluster, and then what this locates is the -c means for the configuration, and then small cluster from the configuration and the my IP cluster. So it will start IPython for you immediately. It's going to validate your information, and we've checked that all of our information is correct. And this will take a moment to load. It's just going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to skip past this. But just remember, if it's taking a long time, that's normal. Okay, now our cluster has started. Here's some information. Just if you want to terminate a Starcluster, terminate my IP cluster. Restart SSH master. Here's some of the things that went on while I was waiting. Anyways, now that we've started the cluster, what we need to do is we need to log in to the cluster as the user administrator. So let's go back, and now you see the code here, somewhat highlighted. Starcluster SSH master user SG admin my IP cluster. This should be shorter. Just say yes. It's not authenticated. And haha, it's done. Let's make this bigger. And you have Starcluster, and this Amazon machine instance contains OpenGrid Scheduler, Condor Workload, OpenMPI, OpenBlast, NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, IPython, Julia. And there's more. To see what they have, you can use this code right here. So let's just dpkg-l. These are all the things that come with it standard. It's a lot of stuff. But what we're going to focus on right now is the IPython. Now, whenever you have a module that you want to call to, you don't have to do anything fancy. Just type in the name. So, IPython. Now we've opened up a shell. So let's run a code. Let's see if this works. You see that ran pretty quickly. Just exit. Let's see if we can get into Python. Normal Python. Oh. Okay, now let's exit. So we've opened up an Amazon machine instance. There's other things you can use. You can use Julia, whatever pleases you. But we've satisfactorily ran a program on an Amazon machine instance in parallel. So for now, let's exit. And let's go back. Just check through my guide that I've done everything I wanted to. Yes, okay. So again, you want to terminate a cluster, just cluster terminate and type in the name, which is my IP cluster. It's going to ask you to confirm, just put yes. This will take a second, so I'll skip past this. Okay, now we finished. You see here, confirm the termination, and then it terminated the node. Now we're done. Back to Starcluster. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. I know what you need to know. This presentation is over.